Good morning, Baltimore. We are here for the Anthithetic Conference.
So we made it to Baltimore, enjoying our amazing hotel room.
Yes.
And now we're going to head downstairs.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon in that way. Every single time we have a very early morning followed by an afternoon nap. You'll be alerted to it. Yeah, we've already tossed up the bed. We had a nap this afternoon because we left the house. It was like 3:30 in the morning.
Shout out to Hilton because we got to our hotel at 10:30 and they let us check in.
They let us in.
So super excited about that. So we're here in Baltimore. This is probably our favorite thing to do when it comes to having our channel, and that is coming to conferences to meet people.
Yes, and I am so excited. We're going to get downstairs. I can see texts coming in from Bronson right now. We're going to head downstairs and welcome everybody to the very first Antithetic Conference.
Sorry about the air conditioner running, but I'm trying to get some of the humidity out of the room. It's a little muggy in here.
They don't have as much humidity here in Maryland as we do at home, but they've got some. Like, yeah. there is a bit of it, but my hair is holding up a little bit better. So is yours.
Yeah,
much
good.
better than it does when we're at home. But tonight was so good. Oh my gosh, Bronson's mom.
She brought it.
Fantastic speaker. Completely like excuse slayer. Somehow she was so motivational to me that I actually agreed that I would come back.
Where did this come from?
Because when you listen to Miss Claire speak and talk about like what we've done instead of moving, instead of doing weight bearing strength training,
right?
It's pathetic. Like when you would get a diagnosis, like when I would know I'm weak, I'm not doing well, I'm unhealthy in some way, I'm going to do nothing about it. She talked about that.
Yep.
Like the response is no response.
Yep.
Try that. Then the next response is throw some medication on it. And boy, that speaks to me every time because
right.
Why am I going to just throw medication on something? To avoid something that can be done by just moving my body. Right. So when she said, hey, we need to do some of these things, and I am number one at, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know how to do this particular exercise, so that allows me to opt out of it.
Right.
When she shared that she knew how to do no exercises when she started CrossFit, I was like, I have no excuse.
I think about the amount of times that I have gone out of my way to not move. I mean, I've talked about like driving, right? So I hate traffic. I hate traffic. And I will drive 10 miles out of my way to avoid sitting in traffic. Well, I have been that way with movement and exercise in the past, like where I actually would work harder to not have to move.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
right.
It makes no sense. But you're completely skipping over what you agreed to do.
So what I agreed to do is if everybody in the room would agree to try to get 1% better in their own movements, then next year at Antithetic, I will do the burpees challenge that she did with Bronson.
And I think you said you're going to do it with Bronson too.
Yes.
So now not only do they have you on recording, but
right.
I have you on recording doing this.
Yep.
But
I need to practice some burpees, yo.
You just pretty much guaranteed there will be a 2024 Baltimore Anthithetic, because Bronson is going to hold this conference
just so I will
just to
honor
make
my
you
word.
Do the burpees.
Well, you know what? It would be worth it if we would have another conference in this area, because I think
we
it's
need it.
So necessary. Everybody in the room, with the exception of one person, had never been to a conference in this area ever.
And I remember when that conference happened, and it was like 5 years. It was like when I first got started on keto. But as great as Miss Claire was, we also had Maria Emmer.
Oh my goodness. And she
brought it too.
There's always something to learn. I was, talking to Christina, when you're hearing about what's in the Frankenfood, when you are listening to what it's doing to our body, when we finally face the fact that the savory foods that we used to say, like potato chips, like not as bad because it's a savory food. I don't have problems with sugary treats. I have problems with savory snacks.
But
just as bad or worse.
Just
as much sugar
more
or
carbs
worse
in like potato chips than there is in a candy bar. And you'll look, okay, well, there's not sugar, but those carbs turn into sugar, as Maria talked about. And it's all of that food, because then you hear people say, don't have sodium, but then they go to McDonald's and they get a milkshake. And there's more sodium in the milkshake than there is in the French fries.
It's crazy.
And then she started talking about, like, again, I don't eat sugar. You know how many places it's hidden? And, like when we got up, I was talking about, have you ever had Morton salt, right? Go look at the ingredients on Morton salt. First ingredient is sodium. Second ingredient is calcium silicate, which there is a CDC warning for ingestion on that. So that just tells you. And third ingredient is dextrose. Why is there sugar in our salt?
You know what was in the Redmond salt tonight at the Redmond table?
Salt. Yeah. So you've got some stuff here you wanted to show.
Yeah, because
we're going to go find something to eat.
Yeah, because we're in a new city and we got a little nap so we can get energized. We've got enough energy and we're so amped up from the conference that we can go and get something to eat. But Sarah, I love you so much. Sarah G packed me a little love package. I know the caramel's in there.
Wow.
Caramel element. She also sent me an appropriate amount of nuts. We actually talked about this on the live stream because I think it was Jujube that says that she buys this, the macadamias in this kind of package so you don't overdo it. Hey, what did you take? You took the caramel.
Well,
I'm telling Sarah.
I had 3 boxes, and I don't think I got any of these caramels. I'm getting one. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. We brought Keto Brick, another one of the sponsors for this conference. Yep. Everybody was sampling different flavors of Keto Brick, which was really nice.
No new flavors, so don't worry. You're not missing out on any new flavors.
Joe actually grabbed a mixed nuts in case I don't get enough with my macadamia nuts.
I did not know you brought macadamia nuts.
Well, I wasn't gonna tell you.
Where's those macadamia nuts?
See, you've already taken my caramel elements.
One of those bags should be mine at least.
I don't think she packed you any. So we have the carnivore chips that Joe made. I love his carnivore chips. I mean, it's very easy to make too.
Super easy to make.
In fact, this morning
you need a dehydrator.
Now, Natalie was making some of her own, more of like a jerky, I would say. They kind of...
Yes, because she's cooking them in an air fryer, so it's still great cooked beef.
Yeah.
It's just not like slowly cooked, so it's not as chippy.
But I thought it was cool. Chippy, that's a word. Great minds think alike, because when you're gonna be away for a long day at conferences, she's like, I'm just having that as like a backup in case I need something.
And this bag right here, that is 3 ounces. So this bag is the equivalent of eating a 9-ounce steak. Only you're not gonna get super full eating that. But while we're talking about this, so today we released a video on how to make your own meat flour.
Yes.
And we have gotten some questions in the comments. And the biggest question that I've had several times is, can we freeze dry it? Can you make the meat flour freeze dry?
Can you?
Now, here's why. So, you can freeze dry raw meat. But you would still have to cook that raw meat when you go to use it, because it's raw meat. Freeze drying just preserves it for 10 to 15 years. The second you expose a freeze-dried product to air and oxygen, it will start to rehydrate. And in the case of meat, it can start going bad.
Right.
So you would have to cook it. So if you wanted to use a freeze dryer to make the meat flour, and I have not tried this, the only way it would work is if you pre-cooked it first, and then you sliced it thin, and then you freeze dry it, and then you grind it up, because that would remove the moisture. But a freeze drying process takes 24 to 36 hours minimum. So you'd have to cook it, then you're going to have to freeze it, then you're going to have to freeze dry. So that's going to take 48
extra steps.
Hours. So freeze drying really is not an option to make the meat flour. You need to just dry it, because drying it is going to cook it at the same time in a dehydrator. The other question we've gotten about that meat flour is, how do I store it? Airtight container. Technically, it does not need to be refrigerated.
But we do.
But that will preserve freshness even longer. Think beef jerky. All this basically is ground up, completely dried beef jerky. So it's beef jerky, but drier. And so, again, beef jerky in itself is a preserved meat.
And last but not least, we have something that you will not be turning into meat flour, because it's way too fatty. And that is the bacon, which does this have a sauce on it?
This one here,
is that teriyaki?
I believe I didn't label it. I can't smell it. I think that this one is regular bacon jerky, plain bacon jerky. And so what happens is, this is to me better than purse bacon.
Yeah.
So we make the bacon jerky. I'll leave a recipe for it up there. There, I dropped it. Basically, you're just doing it at a very low temperature for 4 or 5 hours, so it gives it more of the texture of jerky. And then if you vacuum seal it, you can keep it out of the refrigerator for days,
which is nice.
So it's a great way to travel with it, and it's not as greasy as just purse bacon.
And I highly recommend saucing it before. This might be the plain one, but I really like the one.
We do it always. We do it
you have
with just not sauced, and then we'll do some where we'll soak them in like a teriyaki sauce, and then we'll do other ones where we take the GQs, like the wing sauce, and you coat it, and then you dry it, and it picks up all that flavor. So good. We're gonna go find something to eat.
So you can't go wrong with barbecue. So we are going to stop here at Mission BBQ. I've been here before, but Joe has never eaten Mission BBQ.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Mission BBQ, and I'm sure it's not Texas barbecue, and I'm sure it's not barbecue that we have at home, but it's still meat.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Okay, we got some barbecue.
Barbecue joints never fail us.
So we're gonna start off with jalapeno and cheddar sausage. We have gotten to the point we actually judge a barbecue place by their sausage now, not by their brisket. Is that weird?
It's not weird at all.
Like,
it's true. It's
when
accurate.
we go to Texas, it's all about the sausage. They had this shrimp, and so I know you love shrimp. So I figured we're gonna try some of this. And I asked them. They said it's cooked in butter and a seasoning. And I asked him, is it real butter? And at first the kid was stumped. He's like, what do you mean, is it real butter? And I'm like, is it real butter? He's like, I don't know. So he went and asked the chef. It is real butter. And then I did actually find some packets of butter, and this is real butter. So not like fake margarine. I can't believe it's not I want to be butter.
And then
brisket.
There is brisket.
So we got some brisket, and that's going to be all of our food. And I figure if there's anything left, we do have a refrigerator in our room, and I actually like cold barbecue. I don't know about you, but I'm fine to eat it cold.
I like meat no matter how. It's cold, hot. I love it all.
Look at my hot wife.
Look at my hot husband.
You.
Are you excited? Are you ready for this morning?
Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning. It is day 2 of the conference, but really
day 1.
The full day.
Yeah.
It's like the whole day with lots of speakers. I'm so excited. We got some good rest last night, and I think that
good
will
food.
be good food. And I think that will be the key for me to retain the information and process it correctly. Because if I'm tired and I'm hungry, then things get lost.
Yeah. So, Mission BBQ.
Yes.
Here's my official
What do you think?
review. It's It's okay.
It's okay? I thought it was great.
It's better than going to McDonald's.
I think it was better than Dickie's.
It's better than Dickie's. I would definitely say get the fatty brisket. So they give you a choice. They don't call it fatty. They call it moist or dry.
They call it voluptuous or rail thin brisket.
I got half and half, which I think is like a good compromise, because if you get the only fatty, the moist one,
that would be Rachel.
You end up paying for like a lot of fat and not a lot of meat. So I like going half and half because I feel like I get more volume of food and I get full. The jalapeno cheddar sausage was really good. The shrimp was good, but I don't think you get a lot for what they charge.
Yeah, it was like, what, $12, $13?
It was like $12, and I think you got like 6 or 7 shrimp. Compare that to $12 for all of that sausage, or $12 for half a pound of brisket. As much as I like the shrimp and it was like a good combo,
we want more of it.
I want more.
For the money.
And so, yeah, but it was good. I'm glad we found like a barbecue place. And people ask us, when you go like on conferences or go on trips, how do you find places to eat? Open up Google Maps, open up Apple Maps or Yelp, and just type barbecue. And after you find a barbecue place, look for places that will sell it by the pound.
I was going to say, I will even put that into Yelp. I'll say meat by the pound, and it will populate that search.
Did you get your salmon?
I did, and I was appropriate.
You can have my portion too.
Okay, thank you, because I was like, well, I can't take like the whole tray of it, but yeah, and it tastes really delicious. I always like coming someplace where I don't have to be just like on such high alert. That can be like exhausting. So I really appreciate that Bronson and Natalie understand that there's a lot of people here. They're doing it, everybody's doing stuff a little bit differently. So everything is completely separated. You got to keep them separated. And that way everybody can kind of put their plates together.
We forgot to do our food.
But with the exception of the shrimp, it was repeat from last night.
You want to know what we ate for dinner tonight? Go look at the video about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, right. Same video 5 minutes ago.
No shrimp.
Yeah, but you got a little bit more of the fattier brisket.
It was different. So yesterday they sliced it.
Yeah.
There's actually like 2 or 3 slices left in the hotel room if you want more.
Oh, yes, I do.
So we got half a pound of sliced brisket, a half a pound of, not of sliced, but a half a pound of the fatty, half pound of the lean, because I like the combination. But today they chopped it instead of it being sliced. I really liked
the chopped.
I like the slice. I feel like I got more.
So wait, is fatty brisket in the hotel?
Yes. No, there's fatty left in the hotel.
Fatty's better.
Then we got a pound of the jalapeno cheddar sausage, which was so
good.
And then I got 4 ribs, baby back ribs, because there's no sauce on it.
I like my baby back
was coming.
ribs.
And then
I want my baby back.
That was what we had. And
ribs.
then we had some coleslaw. But that was it. We didn't get the shrimp because I didn't feel it was a good value.
We had
I got the ribs because that was the same price.
Waitress too. She actually gave me a little like brochure, and she was very knowledgeable about this entire chain. They do a lot of like catering and things too.
I've never been here before.
It was really, really nice. No problem getting things unsauced. Everything was unsauced. And it was just a really, really nice atmosphere. And what was cool is everything is decorated by people providing like military things from the city. So you can like donate to have like little vignettes of pictures and things like that. But it was all local people in the Mission BBQ.
I thought it was cool because when we got in, you were sitting down with people and I was waiting online, and it was myself and Bronson and Natalie and Jocelyn. We were talking, and Natalie asked Bronson, "What's good here?" And he was like, "It's meat. It's like all good." And he was like, "There's a touch of sugar in the rubs." And Bronson's like, "I don't worry about that." And Jocelyn's like, I can't get that detailed. Like we always like to say, don't pick pepper off of poop.
Right.
I'm not going to worry about that. 90% is good enough. Strive for perfection. You're never going to achieve it. And so if we're out to eat and everybody else is eating cornbread and
Slathered
potatoes,
barbecue sauce?
and potatoes and barbecue sauce, and we're eating beef that has maybe 1 gram of carbohydrates and sugar in a rub over half of the brisket. I'm good with that.
Yeah, we're in the right ballpark. Let's enjoy our time together. And we did. There was so much just visiting and having a big time with people that we don't get to see on a regular basis. We sat with Dr. Hussey and just had such a fun time chatting with him, and it was just a wonderful time of fellowship. And this was really what this conference was all about, was an opportunity to meet people in the local area, for this area to connect and to find friendship. And I think that Bronson and Natalie were very successful with this conference. I mean, when you see that they asked how many people in the room had ever been to any type of keto conference before, only one person raised their hand. That meant
in the area.
Every single, 99% of the people that came to this conference had never had an opportunity to come to a keto event and hear live speakers before. I think that is a powerful thing. And I'm so thankful that Bronson and Natalie were willing to do the hard work of putting a conference on, because it's a lot of work. And I'm so grateful for them putting it on and also allowing us to be a part of it.
And here's the good news. Well, good news for all of you and everybody in the area.
Yeah.
Bad news for Rachel. They are planning on doing it next year.
Tell them why it's a bad idea for me.
Because somebody. Usually I'm the person who gets us into trouble or says things that get me into trouble.
Obviously.
But Rachel, on Friday night,
I was so moved by Miss Claire.
Got so moved by Miss Claire, because there was a lot of talk about fitness and, fitness is freedom and CrossFit. Hey, it's got me wanting to find a way to get into a CrossFit, but the problem is we travel so much and I don't want to pay for 1 day a week, but still finding a trainer or something. But Rachel said that if they have a Baltimore Anthithetic next year,
and everybody that was attending the conference this year was willing to try to get 1% better in their movement, which everybody agreed to, Joe.
She said she would come up and she would do a burpee challenge off with Bronson. Basically, she is willing to do burpees, which I don't even know if you know how to do a burpee.
I've got a year to learn.
Okay. Who could do more till they drop?
I don't think that is the fullness of the challenge. It's more of a case of he's going to give us a number to do, and I'm going to do it with him.
No, you're going to do a Miss Claire one, till you drop.
Till you drop?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could drop right now, Joe.
But you basically, they're going to have the conference just to see Rachel come up and do burpees.
But it was a great, great conference.
Good times.
We had such a great time, but we better get home and get to bed because we've got an early start tomorrow.
Actually, our flight isn't until 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah.
What time do we need to get to the airport?
You're going to get to the airport at around 10, which is right when we have to drop off the car. So we don't have to get up at 4 in the morning.
So we can
need to leave here somewhere around 9 o'clock.
We can get up early and go to a museum before we go home.
No.
Good morning. I slept so good last night, and we got to sleep in a little bit.
Your voice is a little raspy today.
I think that anytime I visit with people and talk a lot, it just kind of, my voice runs out and I just need a reboot day. And also when I sleep really hard on top of that. So I think the combination of all that has kind of worn out my voice, but I'll be good by tomorrow.
So it is Sunday morning. We are headed out to the airport. It's kind of weird. We're not used to traveling at noon.
No, or on a Sunday, I'm missing church and we're traveling in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So this morning we worked on a video. We uploaded some stuff. We just kind of been chilling. Rachel's like, let's go, about an hour ago. She's like, let's just go. And I'm like, if I have to sit somewhere, it's sit in the airport for 2 hours or sit here, I'd rather just sit here. We're already going to get to the airport 2 hours early because rental car cut off. We picked up the rental car at 10 and we have to drop it off by 10, but our flight doesn't leave till 12:30. So I'm already getting to the airport earlier than I want, but we've just been kind of like dilly-dallying around.
How are you on go home day? Leave in the comments down below, because when my sights are set to we are leaving this place, it's like as soon as we get up, all of my motion is a forward motion toward leaving.
That's why we usually leave like really early in the morning.
Because I'm going anyway.
But it's funny, I have been so cold the last 3 days. We went out to eat the other day when we were eating at Mission BBQ. Like, I wasn't even halfway through my meal, and Rachel's like, come snuggle with me, I'm cold. And I'm like, well, then let's just go back to the hotel and eat, because how do you eat and snuggle at the same time?
Not easily, especially when barbecue is involved, because, you know, it's a very, like, hands-on, messy thing. So it was like, yeah, I was, like, snuggling, but I mean, he had grease all over his, like, shirt and face. I mean, it was crazy, but it amazes me what you can get used to rather quickly. Yeah. So we are outside a lot. Yep. And, you know, as much as it's hard when summer starts to get out and be in the heat, once you're in the heat for a couple of days, you're used to it. Yeah.
But then the conference room was cold, which is actually a good thing.
Yeah, you don't want a hot conference.
You know, so many times you go to different conferences, and with
concentrate.
all the people, it heats up the room. Yeah. So I was really appreciative that they did keep the room cold, but I was really cold. And then so last night, we're going back out to dinner at Mission BBQ, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had a hoodie, because I always bring a hoodie with me for the plane, because I get cold on a plane, and I forgot about it.
Forgot that you packed it.
So today, I'm wearing my hoodie. Got my hoodie for the plane, because when we were flying, I forgot that I even had it in my bag. Well, I knew it was in my bag, but it was up top, and I just didn't want to disturb anybody to get it.
I have a jacket that I brought too and totally forgot also. I don't know what's wrong with us.
I'm ready for the plane today.
I put it in my backpack, so yeah, I'm ready for the plane as well.
So we are going to head home, and then we're going to relax this evening, and then tomorrow we have Keto Beyond the Couch. Super excited about that. We're home for a little while. We have about, from now, 10 days? 10 days until we head out to Omaha for the Hard to Kill Summit. Super excited about that one. We're speaking at that one. There's still tickets available. I'll leave a link for it down below, but really excited about Omaha.
Very excited about Omaha, but still processing all of the beautiful things that we experienced here at this very first Antithetic Baltimore conference. I loved it. I had an absolutely great time, and I really encourage you, next year they're going to hold this again. Don't miss it. If you are in Ohio, if you're in Virginia, Maryland, we had people from New York, Delaware come. Don't miss this opportunity to get together, because what was really cool at the end of this conference is we got together by state. So that everybody could spend some time exchanging Instagram handles and social media information and find out, you know, who authentically lives near one another.
Yep.
And guess what? There were plans being made for local meetups at the conference. So thankful for that opportunity.
Well, you want to come next year just so you can see Rachel do burpees with Bronson.
Yeah, I better start working on those.
If you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over here. Also, make sure you take our most recent video that I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon that way. Every single time we're in Baltimore, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.